If you need to perform advanced lookup but don't have access to XLOOKUP as you're using the older version of Excel, then watch this series on index and match. In this video, I will tell you about the basics of index and match function with the help of examples, and you will realize that it is easier than you thought. In next part of this series, I will take up some complex scenarios. So without taking any more time, let's start the video. Hi guys, welcome back to Tech Reflections. I'm Vikram and today we will see how to use index and match functions. Although index and match are spoken together, but they are two different functions. First, we will see how these two functions are used independently, and then we will see two examples of using them in combination. Combination of these functions make it a powerful lookup function and can be used as an alternative to VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. If you are not aware of lookup functions and how they work, then I suggest you check out the videos of lookup functions in the I button at the top right of this video. Now let's start with the index and match function. First, we will see how index function works. Index function returns a value at a specified location within a range. So to use index function, let's start with the equal to, and then you just type in index and start the parentheses. So it gives us a syntax. The first one is array. It is expecting an array from us. Array is the range from where we want to search the value. So the scenario that we are looking for is the total oranges sold by Mary. We want to find out how many oranges were sold by Mary. So in our case, we want to find the oranges. So the array would be the column E. So we select the column E, and the next would be the row number. Now here it asks for a row number. So in which row, from which row it needs to pick up that value. So in our range, we have Mary as the fifth row. So in that case, we just mention 5 there. The next argument is column number, but that column number is optional. So as of now, we will leave it and we'll close the parenthesis. So now this will return the value which is at the fifth row of the column E. So let's press enter and it shows us 150. So within our range, the fifth row is this, and for oranges it is 150. So this is the value it is returning. But if you see in this formula, we have hard coded the row number. So if someday some record gets deleted, let's say the record number 4 gets deleted, so the record for Mary changes from 5 to 4, and in that case, because this is a hard coded value, it will not change and we will get a wrong answer. So this is a limitation for index function. Next function we will look into is match function. For match function, the scenario we are looking for is a row number for Mary's sales record. So match function actually returns a row number for any value that we are looking up for. So in this case, we are looking for a name called Mary, and we want to know the row number of the sales record for Mary. So let's see how it is done. Let's start the parentheses. Sorry. Start the parentheses, and now first it asking for is the lookup value. The lookup value in our case would be Mary, and then moving to the next argument is lookup array. So where we want to search for the name Mary, so that would be in the first column, that is the column B. So we select column B. Then moving to the next argument is match type, and the values, possible values are 1 for less than, 0 for exact match, 1 for greater than, -1 for greater than. So in our case, we are looking for the exact match, so we'll use the value 0 and we'll close the parenthesis, and when we press enter, we'll get the record number as row number as 5. So this is how match function works. But if you have seen that here also, this value will be useful to us because only when we know the exact value we are searching for rather than the row number. So From index and match function, it is quite clear that index function is needs a row number, and match function is providing us that row number. So the combination of these two functions will help us get a lookup value from the given range. Let's see how that is done. So we move to the example number 3. So example number 3 is that we want to know how many oranges were sold by Mary, and that's the first example that we see. The same scenario we are seeing in this example also, but this time we will use it as a combination of index and match function. Let's see how it is done. So we'll start with index. So the first thing is array. So here we want to see how many oranges are sold by Mary. So the array for us is where we want to search this value will be column E. So we selected the column E. The second argument it is asking for is a row number where the Mary's record is there. So rather than using an exact value as 5 here, we'll use the match function. Okay, so the match function is asking for a lookup value. The lookup value is Mary in our case. So we'll move to the next argument, lookup array. Lookup array would be the first column, that is column B, where we have the names, and then the last argument is for exact match we'll use 0, and we press enter. Okay, there is some typo. So that is autocorrecting now. So see, now we got this value as 150, which is the value we got earlier for index function also, but that time it was hard coded as row number 5. Let's say if you want to change it for, let's say if you want it for William, that's the second row. We can't change this. We need to know the row number for William, and then we go into and change this, the last part in the formula, that is 5 to 2, and then only we will get this value. But in this case, if we want to change this for the index match combination function, if we want to retrieve the record for William, we just need to change the name here, and the formula will automatically pick up the total number of oranges sold by William in place of Mary. So in this case, it would be 100. So 100 would be retrieved. So that's how this combination of index and match function works. Now that you know how these two functions work independently and in combination, next in this video, we will see one more example of using them in combination, which will be a two-way lookup. If you're finding this video useful, then like this video and share it with your friends. Also subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you get notified when the next video of this series will be published. Next function we want to look at is a combination of index and match with a two-way lookup. So here, this function would be more or less a combination of both VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP within one function. So let's see how this is done. We start with index. So the scenario we are looking for here is that we want to see the sales figure for a salesman called Joy for the fruit pear. So for that, we will use the index function first, and in this case, we want to get this value from this range. Why we are doing that, I'll tell you that also. And now the first argument it is asking for is row number. So again, we will, as we did in the last example, use the match function. And the first value we are searching for is the name as Joy. So for us, first one is the lookup value. So we will use this as the lookup value. And then the lookup array would be the column B. And we want an exact match. So this will give us the row number where the record for Joy's sales is situated right now. But right now we don't want the record number. We want also the record for sales for a particular fruit called pear. So that we will do by using another match function here in place of the column. So earlier we used the match function for finding out the row, and now the last argument for this index function is a column, which we haven't used till now. So For that, again, we will be using the match function rather than hard coding it. So for that, again, this lookup value is peer, and where this peer lies, we want to give the lookup array here. So this time we will go give this row as our lookup array, where we want to see the value as peer, and the match type would be 0 for the exact match, and then we'll close the parenthesis for index also. Let's press enter and see what it gives. So it shows us 108. 108 is the sales for the fruit pear by the salesman Joy. Let's see if it is correct. So the record for Joy is this row, and then in under peer it is 108. So this is correct. So that way we now know that Joy has made a sale of 108 pears. So now with this, again, as because we have not used any hard code value, so we can change this. Let's say if we want to see uh, peers sale of a bill, let's say, and for bill we want to see apples, sale for apples. So it is giving us 112. So this is the row for bill. For apples, the sales number is 112, which is correct. So now this is a dynamic function. So we can use it for any salesman for any particular fruit type. So this is the basic working for index and match, and I hope after watching this video, you must have realized that index and match is easier than you must have thought. In the next video, we will see how some more complex scenarios be handled by the index and match function. So stay tuned for the next part. Write in the comment if you want me to add any other specific scenarios or you have any other query regarding these functions. So guys, this is all what we planned for this video. So stay tuned for its next part. If you want to learn how to create Gantt chart in Excel, then the link for those videos will be on your screen now. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Goodbye.